Hi, this is DEDMan. If you're watching this video, I assume you're old enough to see gore, violence, swearing, and general adult content. If you aren't old enough, come back with some ID. Or a fake one. This is more of a win for the collections as a whole, but I am so glad the entire series is available on one console. It's been an issue for a long time that the games were all released on different consoles, but after so long, it's good to see it. Plus, now we can retire that specific complaint. For obvious reasons, I can't play the song in full, but Dearly Beloved is such a great main menu song. I'm a die-hard fan of the series, so there are going to be a lot of wins like this, but I think we can all agree. Using Dearly Beloved here, and in every game of the series with slight tweaks, is just lovely. This will be the first of the very many music-related wins. You have been warned. It's not a delayed title card by any means, but it's no less awesome. Also, I love the visual cue of the M being the thing that's zoomed in on. M is the 13th letter of the English alphabet, and 13 shows up a lot through the entire series. Oh look, and this is the 13th win too! It is fate!
I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Like, is any of this for real? Or not?
Just, wow. This has got to be up there with the most iconic openings. What's playing now is the intro cinematic of the game. I love that it's an anime-style opening. Great song, and odd stuff happening on screen. Why is he falling from the sky? How can he breathe underwater? What's going on? It's such a cool way to start a game like this because it presents a lot of questions and urges you to keep playing to see what it has in store. Again, gotta bring up the amazing music that Yoko Shimomura created. Holy wow, this is one of my favorite OSTs of all time. The music blends so well with the world you're currently on, and granted, not at this very moment it doesn't, but the field and battle music complements each other so well, switching back and forth. The mysterious voice speaking cryptically to you is such a good pull into the game. Also, I really love how the game uses the Station of Awakening to give you your tutorial. You stand on stained glass towers of the various Disney princesses, which are all done so beautifully. I also love how the progression is set up. Between this and the other Destiny Islands trio, you subtly get to control how you level up, what your strengths and weaknesses are, and even what order you get your skills in. They even give a bit of flavor to your choices with the words the mysterious figure says. As I mentioned before, I love that it keeps you in check and makes you choose your weakness. The setup to the fight, mixed with the score rising and the mysterious figure telling Sora not to be afraid, is awesome. So this is actually something to be said for the series as a whole, but the designs for all the enemies are amazing. With the Heartless, you get to see one that embodies the namesake almost immediately with Darkseid. Also, since this is half a Disney property, all the designs are fairly family-friendly, while also still managing to be very creepy in their own way. I love the level up sounds and visuals. You get a little magical field around you, and in the corner you see any stats or abilities that you receive. Also, I like the slow-mo when finishing up a boss fight. Finishing up the dream with the mysterious figure telling you not to be afraid and you're strong, but you're also being swallowed up by the darkness is a great recipe for nightmare fuel. Well, at least if your dreams are going to be filled to the brim with nightmare fuel, that's a pretty pleasant way to wake up.
No, this huge black thing swallowed me up. I couldn't breathe, I couldn't... Ow!
I may have spoke too soon.
It wasn't a dream. Or was it? I don't know.
Hey now, it's a bit too early to be talking about dreams being confusing or not. We still have a ways to go before dream drop distance.
Along with any other worlds out there. I want to see them all.
I want to be the first one to see them all.
Ooh, we still get a delayed title card. Something I adore is getting to see a display of the world we are in at the start. I love that each world also has its own special logo. Collecting items for your raft is a fun little thing to do before heading into the real action. Donald and Goofy foreshadowing.
They put an X over the chocobo, though.
Yeah, that's not good at all. Chocobos are the best. Ah yes, nothing says training like whacking the shit out of your friends with a wooden sword.
And suppose there are other worlds. Then ours is just a little piece of something much greater. So, we could have just as easily ended up somewhere else, right?
I don't know.
Exactly.
It cracks me up Riku is trying to be all deep and philosophical, but Sora just could not care less. He's just along for the ride.
A Palpu fruit?
If two people share one, their destinies become intertwined. They'll remain a part of each other's lives, no matter what.
The lore for the Palpu fruit is interesting. It's probably a silly tale told to them by their parents, but considering everything that happens, well, it may actually work. I don't care how many times I see it, that gag is still funny. That's a hell of a wake-up call.
Hey there, Donald. Good morning.
We got a problem, Goofy. But don't tell anyone.
Ooh, Queen Minnie?
Not even the Queen.
Daisy?
No! It's top secret.
Oh, good morning, ladies.
What?
You done goofed.
If I win, I'm captain. And if you win...
I get to share the Palpu with Kairi.
Huh?
Deal? The winner gets to share a Palpu with Kairi.
Wait a minute.
Ha! Riku's playing for keeps.
Who's there?
I've come to see the door to this world.
Huh?
This world has been connected.
So between the crazy dream, the normal island life, then back to this, the game is giving me whiplash. That's actually really sweet, and I love that it's actually a huge thing up until the end of 2. Mickey takes his job as king very seriously, and I respect that. Also, fun fact, Mickey wasn't in the game much because Capcom was using him for Disney's Magical Mirror at the time and didn't want to share him. That's why he's only in the game at the very end, silhouetted. Also, he was the original main character before they came up with Sora, and Sora had a completely different design. I always think it's neat how games can evolve from the planning stage to the finished product.
We hope for your safe return. Please, help the king.
You're coming too!
Gosh, Jiminy, your world disappeared too?
Yes, Monstro pulled a fat bastard.
Get in my belly!
Goofy's having a blast, and Donald being a grump is just fantastic.
Sora leaves his mother for at least 2 years without ever saying anything to her. It's such a weird thing to be in the game, but never acknowledge again.
Once we step through, we might not be able to come back. We may never see our parents again. There's no turning back. But this may be our only chance. We can't let fear stop us. I'm not afraid of the darkness.
Rookie mistake, Riku. You don't have to fear the darkness, but you damn sure better respect it or you're gonna get swallowed whole by it. Or possessed by an old man who split his heart and body from another man that he possessed. But that's crazy talk. There's no way that's legit, just spitballing here. This is so iconic, from Riku reaching out while cloaked in darkness to Sora being swallowed by the light of the Keyblade. Now you can actually fight the Heartless. I love how much of the future story is set up just from this one scene. Man, having your entire world destroyed and being sucked into a darkness wormhole is a hell of a way to start the story off.
Oh? Look! A star's going out!
That's a great visual cue for a world being destroyed. I mean, it's not like great because his home is gone. You know what I meant. Getting to see the birth of a Heartless is interesting to say the least. The fight against Leon is so tense since you don't know that you're supposed to lose. Also, fun fact, the Final Fantasy characters were included so as to not create new characters to fill minor roles. One neat thing about Final Mix is, along with some new Keyblades and a new boss, you get some extra cutscenes for context.
But there's no audio with them.
Yeah, but that's a small price to pay.
Gosh, there's nobody here. Sure is spooky.
Actually, I'm not scared.
That's a great explanation on why you never have to find a key in any of the games.
Let's go get him! Goofy!
That's not what you'd imagine when being introduced to your team, but I love it.
I agree with DEDMan when it comes to cool designs, but sometimes the palette swaps made for Final Mix do not look nearly as good as the original colors.
Getting to watch the big ones disappear is just as interesting as watching them appear.
I wonder if I could find Riku and Kairi.
Of course.
Are you sure?
Who knows? But we need them to come with us to help us find the kid.
Rude?
Yeah, I guess.
But you can't come along looking like that. Understand?
Oh?
No frowning, no sad face, okay?
Yeah, you gotta look funny, like us. Yup. Whoa.
This boat runs on happy faces.
Happy?
That's one funny face.
This is so cheesy, but like, in the best way.
That little squirt took down that Heartless. Who'd have thought it?
Such is the power of the Keyblade. The child's strength is not his own.
Why don't we turn him into a Heartless? That'll settle things quick enough.
And the brat's friends are the king's lackeys. Slug on the eyes, they're all bilge rats by the look of them.
I totally dig the League of Villains setup that was in the first game. It made everything feel more connected, that the villains could come and go from their worlds and hold their world domination meetings. Gotta say, the sound design for the menuing is just fantastic. Trinities are fun. It's quite literally using the power of friendship to get items. I love the way the world map is set up. You have to travel to the world in the Gummy ship to unlock it, and they're all just kind of floating there in space. The design of the individual worlds look neat, with it having something on top and something on bottom to roughly represent the entire world. I'm glad you can grow and shrink in Wonderland.
I'm on trial? But why?
Most of the original voice actors reprise their roles for their respective characters. Granted, due to passing away, not everyone could, but the fact that Catherine Beaumont could voice Alice again is just magical.
This girl is the culprit. There's no doubt about it.
Apparently, in an alternate universe, Mom is the Queen of Hearts. What I mean is, Tress MacNeille is a win.
Hey guys, we should help her out.
Yeah, but
We're outsiders, so wouldn't that be muddling?
muddling.
Goofy mixing up words is always delightful. Ah, Cheshire Cat. Always being helpfully unhelpful. You can give the flowers your items and get some in return.
Well, that's not fair at all.
They took arguably the best character and trapped him in a painting. I hate this place.
What a racket. How's a doorknob to get any sleep?
The first time you see a keyhole get sealed is awesome. I like the design of a keyhole silhouette signifying to you that you're done with the story of this world. Good job, Donald. How are you going to find the king if you crash the gummy ship?
So the series as a whole roughly splits up the worlds between original stories set in the worlds and following the movie plots. Honestly, the ones that follow the movie plots are the weaker ones.
Sometimes it's still fun to see the fanfic insert kinds of stories.
Sometimes, but most of the time it's pretty boring.
Sora! Goofy! Donald!
I love that, oh yeah, I'm still mad at you attitude.
Oh, did you get that?
No!
Ha! We can understand Monkey, but the cast can't.
You don't understand. I was only trying to. A snake slithered by. You see, I saved that poor gorilla's life.
Right.
Another neat design choice is having Heartless that corresponds with the world you are currently in. We are in the jungle, therefore, Monkey Heartless.
You got knocked the fuck out!
That's certainly a less violent death for Clayton than he got in the movie.
Huh? Sorry about what I said.
I'm sorry too.
Yeah, all for one, huh?
Making up with your friends.
What drew the Heartless to that world?
The hunter lured them there. It was his lust for power that was the bait.
On the flip side, it's also neat that not all the villains were included. Rude.
You know, you ain't bad, kid.
Compliments.
Looks like I'm headed for the games.
Afraid not.
Why not?
2 words. You guys ain't heroes.
Come on.
I love the film miscounts words joke just as much as always, but it's even funnier because Goofy is counting them.
You want to enter the games, right?
Well then, hey, get a load of this.
A pass?
It's all yours. Good luck, kid. I'm pulling for you, little shorty.
Generosity. Well, kinda. There's a hidden agenda, but still. The Olympus Coliseum hosts a variety of fights for you to participate in, and even getting to fight Leon and Yuffie in the later cups. I love Cloud's Vincent-inspired outfit for Kingdom Hearts.
That little punk is your next opponent, okay? Now don't blow it. Just take him out.
The great god of the underworld is afraid of a kid?
It's an oversimplification of events, but yes.
Well then, that came out of nowhere. Bravery.
Thus, I do hereby dub thee junior heroes and confer upon thee full rights and privileges to participate in the games.
Getting recognition, even if it's not like full recognition.
I still can't believe that Squirt actually beat Cerberus.
Just between us, I'd already worn Cerberus down by the time the little guy jumped in.
My lips are sealed.
He's strong. He's kind. He's always there for you. And he's handsome to boot. He's perfect. Perfect.
Perfectly infuriating. He makes me crazy.
I've always loved how extra Hades is. You can help Pongo and Purdy find all their lost puppies that have been scattered to different worlds.
It reminds me of the secret place back home, where we used to scribble on the walls. Remember?
Kyrie?
Sora?
Aw, he misses her a bunch. Also, foreshadowing for Kyrie's heart being inside Sora. We may not have known how important it was, but I'm glad we've been sealing those keyholes so the Heartless don't get them. Sid giving the party grief about gummy blocks is always funny.
There you are. What's going on?
Riku's okay.
So, this is called a Keyblade?
Huh? Hey, give it back!
Keyblade stealing shadowing. That's a thing, right? The Anson reports are an interesting way of doing world building without the characters expositing everything all the time.
You see, it's just as I told you. While you toiled away trying to find your dear friend, he quite simply replaced you with some new companions. Evidently, now he values them far more than he does you.
Oh, Riku. Why are you letting the bad lady manipulate you? Oh shit, it's back with a vengeance! Fighting the reverse armor is actually a cool way to reuse assets and make an old boss fight new again.
Give me strength!
Fun fact about the summons, originally Bahamut was supposed to make it in, but for some reason he was cut out. But in his place we have classic Disney characters. Using the Navi G piece makes wormholes for us to travel to new worlds.
With her or without her, surely this world will be ours when we find the keyhole.
We need all 7 princesses of heart to open the final door. Any fewer is useless.
The plot thickens.
Genie, get rid of these guys!
Wish number 1 coming right up!
I'm very torn. On the one hand, I want to win Genie for being Genie.
On the other hand, it's not Robin Williams. Thanks for that, Disney.
Well, I say give him a win because he's Genie and also to honor Robin Williams.
Fresh air, the great outdoors.
I guess you don't get out much, huh?
Comes with a job. Phenomenal cosmic powers, itty-bitty living space.
Reasons like this are why worlds that follow the movie story are a bit of a downgrade. Not only do they ruin the original scenes, but the performances are a bit flat for it.
The idea of the pot centipede is really neat, taking enemies you've been fighting and putting them together. Not gonna lie, fighting the Cave of Wonders Sand Tiger is friggin' epic.
My first wish, Genie, show me the keyhole.
I seriously wonder if the keyhole was already there or Genie just magicked one in.
Wait a second, are you Maleficent?
Ha! She just pieces out instead of answering the question. Fighting Genie Jafar is pretty awesome, with you not being able to damage him directly, but rather hitting his lamp that Iago is carrying around.
Okay, Jafar, back to your lamp.
Phenomenal cosmic powers!
Itty-bitty living space.
Earth to Al? Hello, you still have one wish left? Look, just say the word. Ask me to find Jasmine for you.
I wish for your freedom, Genie.
Even when he has an easy out, Aladdin is still honorable by keeping his promise. The Moogles running the synthesis shop is utter perfection. You can customize your gummy ship. Well, that's one way to get to a new world.
And for today's weather, expect showers. Oh, heavy showers.
But Sora, I thought you liked games. Or are you too cool to play them now that you have the Keyblade?
Not gonna lie, I kind of adore Riku being a salty bitch here. Even though Riku is being an edgelord, it's pretty awesome to fight alongside him.
Jiminy, I'm not gonna make it. Oh, I guess I'm okay.
Courage!
Well, that's one way to exit a world. Yes, Halloween Town!
Since they are world travelers, shouldn't their costume change with every world?
I mean, yes, but that doesn't change the fact that when they do change, the costumes are always awesome. Donald has a point. Seeing the Heartless not attacking is strange.
And now, allow me to introduce the Master of Terror, the King of Nightmares, Jack Skellington!
Jack's spectacular entrance gets a win.
Why, of course. The Heartless need a heart.
No shit, Sherlock.
The ingredients for a heart. Pulse. Emotion.
Terror?
Fear. Hope and despair. Mix them all together, and we have a heart.
I mean, you're technically correct.
There are a few areas that are completely impassable until you defeat all the enemies.
Zero! He's the goodest of boys.
Memory? You mean this?
Ha! The memory the heart needs is a forget-me-not.
There you go. This time it's sure to work.
Fuck them kids. Fuck them kids.
Want it? Well then come on over and get it! Ah! Now, let's see if I can get their attention. Oh, hi, boys! This is it? Nobody disrespects me! Nobody!
Oogie Boogie's boss fight has you face off against all of his traps while trying to trap him.
Huh?
Okay, never thought I'd have to fight a house. Wait a minute. Fighting Hell House is awesome. Who would have thought a literal possessed house would have been a boss fight?
They do seem a little different. Where are you from?
We're from kind of far away. And we're not really used to these waters,
Sora is a horrible liar, and that's hilarious.
The swimming combat is not remotely fun, especially since it takes away the usage of a lot of your abilities. I guess it's a good thing this world is technically optional.
We're from an ocean very far away.
Yup, we came to find the keyhole.
The what?
What's that?
Well, it's a...
There's no such thing, certainly not here.
The music suddenly cutting out is way more tense than it should be. You know when they start pulling out the fixed camera angle, it's gonna be some scary shit.
Daddy, no! How could you?
Rude.
Young man, you're not from another ocean. You're from another world, aren't you?
Huh?
Then you must be the key bearer.
For being technically optional, it's strange to see a Disney character acknowledge you as a Keyblade wielder. Stranger still, it's never brought up again.
Let me guess. You wish to see other worlds. That shouldn't be too hard.
Fun fact, Ariel was supposed to originally be the final Princess of Heart, but the developers had a hard time incorporating it cleanly into the story, and that's why they ended up using Alice. This fight with Ursula, Flotsam, and Jetsam is actually really fun. You shoot the proper magic at a cauldron to stun everyone, then wail on them with your Keyblade.
This boss fight is just terrible. Really, any of the flying type boss battles are not remotely fun because, as I said before, you lose access to a lot of your abilities.
Something I failed to mention, but I think it's neat that when you take damage, the portrait of Sora in the health bar winces in pain.
Are they that important to you? More important than old friends? Instead of worrying about them, you should be asking about her.
Kyrie's okay. Sorta.
The Heartless obey me now, Sora. Now I have nothing to fear.
Oh, Riku, how wrong you are.
You're stupid! Sooner or later, they'll swallow your heart!
Not a chance. My heart's too strong.
Said every Darkness user right before they were swallowed by Heartless.
Aha! She must be pretty jealous.
There, now you can fly.
Some foreshadowing that Kyrie's heart is inside Sora. It's always fun coming back to games with future knowledge and noticing these small details.
Riku, wait!
Wait, there's a ton of water outside, and I have a shadow self to fight. Damn it, Kingdom Hearts slipped in a water temple.
Quite a codfish, that Riku. Running off with that girl without even saying goodbye.
Yeah, you know, Hook, I was gonna talk to you about that. Ever since Riku started hanging around with your group, he's been a bit of a shitheel. I think you and your friends are really bad influences, and he doesn't need that kind of negativity in his life.
Is that you, Smee? Did you finish them off?
Aye, Captain. They walked the plank, every last one of them.
Peter Pan! Lost you!
Got him! Got him!
I still can't believe it. I really flew. Wait till I tell Kyrie. I wonder if she'll believe me. Probably not.
Oh, sorry, you beacon of positivity. Never change.
Nothing to it!
Doing the Final Fantasy VII victory pose and getting a Final Fantasy VII Keyblade is worth 2 wins. Either Sora is stupid, brave, chivalrous, or some combination of the three. Fighting Hercules is a very mini puzzle. You get to throw barrels at him to get his god aura down, and then smack him with your oversized unlocking tool.
We're the champs!
Aw, look at him. He's so proud he won a trophy. Does anybody else but me find it hilarious that Hades isn't even the final boss of his own cup? No? Okay then. Bitch slapping Hades out of the ring is a win. Oh yeah, we get to fight the Chunky Rock Boy.
Whoa, is my hair out?
Now I finally know what you mean about strength of heart. Mine comes from Donald and Goofy.
Come again?
If we stick together, we're unbeatable. Not even Hercules stands a chance. With these guys beside me, I'm ready for anything.
Sora discovers the power of friendship. It took a second visit into Power of Friendship to move a big-ass rock, but we finally got the keyhole sealed.
I believe in you.
This is kinda cool, with more foreshadowing that Kairi is in Sora's heart. Plus, we get to see ahead of time that she used to live in Hollow Bastion. Also, pretty sure Kairi's grandma is telling us about the Keyblade War. Just gonna throw this out there, I love the Hollow Bastion field theme paired with the Rising Falls, which is one of my favorite areas from Kingdom Hearts.
No vessel, no help from the Heartless. So tell me, how'd you get here?
Pure rage.
There can't be two Keyblade Masters.
See, about that. I will play devil's advocate here and say they had no idea what was planned with the story, but in hindsight, it is kind of funny.
Let the Keyblade choose. It's true master. Maleficent was right.
The very first time I played this, I was shook. This scene of Riku taking the Keyblade, along with Donald and Goofy leaving, is a great example of the depowered trope.
You were just the delivery boy.
Hey! I'm no one's messenger boy, all right? I'm a delivery boy.
Here, go play hero with this.
Rude?
Goofy, let's go. We have to remember our mission.
Oh, well, I know the king told us to follow the key and all, but...
Oh, come on!
I came to fight for Belle. And though I am on my own, I will fight. I won't leave without her.
That's some dedication. The amount of damage you do in your depowered state is abysmal, so it's a good thing we have Beast with us, else we would get wrecked. Magic bubbles are an interesting way to get around.
The darkness will destroy you.
Oh dang, Riku got an upgrade.
What's with the skirt?
We don't talk about the skirt. Actually, fun story behind that joke. So my wife had never seen Kingdom Hearts and happened to walk in when this cutscene was playing and asked the same thing Neg did. What's with the skirt? From then on, it became a running joke with us anytime something came up that either has no explanation or would take too long to explain.
You're wrong, Riku. The darkness may destroy my body, but it can't touch my heart. My heart will stay with my friends. It'll never die.
Really? Well, we'll just see about that.
Ah!
Sora ain't gonna go anywhere.
You'd betray your king?
Not on your life. But I'm not gonna betray Sora either, 'cause he's become one of my best buddies after all we've been through together. See you later, Donald. Could you tell the king I'm really sorry?
Hold on, Goofy! We'll tie them together! Well, you know, out for one and right for all.
The power of friendship trumps all.
How will you fight without a weapon?
Beast?
I know now I don't need the Keyblade. I've got a better weapon. My heart.
Oh, okay, well, that works too. Yes, we got it back! Damn, you know you got your ass kicked bad when the upgrade gets beat off of you. In the library section, you have to put the right books in the right spots of the shelves to move them around in progress.
Force!
Using gravity to get a chest down is a pretty unique use of the spell. Having to do 4 mini-puzzles to make the complete Heartless emblem is awesome.
What should I do?
It's really quite simple. Open yourself to the darkness. That is all. Let your heart, your being, become darkness itself.
Do you want to get possessed? Because that's how you get possessed. I do like the parallels Birth by Sleep will eventually make of this.
So, I see the path has emerged at last.
We immediately know something is up since Riku and Ansem's voice are showing up in tandem right after Riku started glowing green. Not gonna lie, this is one of my favorite Keyblades in the entire series.
Yes, a Keyblade. But unlike yours, this Keyblade holds the power to unlock people's hearts. Allow me to demonstrate. Behold! Now, open your heart. Surrender it to the darkness. Become darkness itself!
I love this. Not only is the wording metal as fuck, but it's hilarious that Riku possessed Ansem walks in, stabs his coworker, refuses to elaborate, then leaves.
This is it. This power. Darkness. The true darkness!
Also, yes, battling Dragon Maleficent is epic.
How ironic.
Ironic.
The Heartless were using Maleficent from the beginning. She failed to notice the darkness in her heart eating away at her. A fitting end for such a fool.
Okay, but you also stabbed her with the Keyblade that unleashed all the darkness. Ha! The battle arena is already set up.
But first, you must give the princess back her heart.
What's...
Don't you see yet? The princess's heart is responding. It has been there all along. Kairi's heart rests within you.
Kairi's inside me?
I love how they set this up at a few key points across the game, and this is a pretty good payoff to that, with even more payoff after this fight.
So, I shall release you now, princess. Complete the keyhole with your power. Open the door. Lead me into everlasting darkness.
Sora! Forget it. There's no way you're taking Kairi's heart.
Sora is normally peaceful, but mess with his friends and he puts on his angry face. Even if it's his friends messing with his friends. This fight is among the hardest in the vanilla game, but it's so good. Forza del Mal is playing it, which is an awesome boss fight song, along with the fight being tense because, yes, it's hard, but it's hard for story significance. You have Riku possessed by Ansem fighting desperately for Kairi's heart, and Sora unwilling to let either of his friends be taken over by the darkness. Even though Riku has fallen into darkness, Sora is still willing to risk everything for his friend.
Riku!
Damn, y'all ever get your ass beat so bad you just piece out of existing?
A keyblade that unlocks people's hearts. I wonder.
Sora? Sora! Hold on!
No, wait!
Sora!
This, to me, is one of the best self-sacrifices ever. Why do you ask? Well, Sora didn't even hesitate to do it. He didn't know what was going to happen. He had no idea he was going to poof out of existence. All he cared about was that Kairi and the rest of the princesses were free and had their hearts returned to them. So while it sucks the game is over since our protagonist is out of commission, it was still a pretty fun game, even though it feels like we have an end of the world to go to. Oh well.
Dude, you've been playing this game for 20 years. Don't even act like you don't know there's more to it.
What's happening to me? Falling into darkness.
That's low-key horrifying, just being trapped in a void.
Impossible. No. You won't use me for this.
Riku!
You've got to run. The Heartless are coming.
Riku's got that I immediately regret my decision energy. Oh well, I guess I get to control the Heartless for the rest of the game. Did this game just get super dark? Am I the bad guy?
Dude, stop! You know that's not what's happening. Just keep playing, you moron.
You mess with the honk, you get the bonk.
Sora!
Kairi, thank you.
Since Kairi is a Princess of Heart, she can restore lost hearts like this. It's a really cool way to restore Sora to his original form.
Go now!
Come with us!
I told you before, I'm not leaving without Belle.
Loyalty.
The only way to stop them is...
Seal the keyhole, right?
Knowing your job and doing it well. Looking out for the dumb kid. That's a pretty ingenious way of going into danger without actually going into danger.
You think it'll ever be the same again between us? Riku's lost his...
When I turned into a Heartless, you saved me, remember? I was lost in the darkness. I couldn't find my way. As I stumbled through the dark, I started forgetting things. My friends, who I was. The darkness almost swallowed me. But then I heard a voice. Your voice. You brought me back.
I didn't want to just forget about you, Sora. I couldn't.
I know the ship has sailed at this point with Sora and Kairi, but it's nice to see the friendship be so strong with Sora, Riku, and Kairi. So much to the point that even though Riku lost his way, they still care so much about him.
Take this. It's my lucky charm. Be sure to bring it back to me.
Don't worry, I will.
I mean, it takes a year, but yeah, he does eventually bring it back. We get our first look at the Realm of Darkness, as well as Riku really regretting his decisions that have led him to this point. I do love a villain redemption arc, and Riku gets his in spades. We even get a little explanation on the whole possession ordeal. It glosses over it in the vanilla version, but thankfully Final Mix has us covered with the juicy details. I love that you can visit the 100-Acre Wood. It's a nice reprieve from the admittedly dark tone of the main story.
Oh, hello, Sora. Have you come to say goodbye to Pooh, too?
Well, no. Why would I do that? We've only just met.
Because everyone's gone away.
I may have spoke too soon with this being a lighthearted side quest. Is that a fourth wall break? I feel like it is.
I brought what you asked for.
Thank you, Piglet. Now I can finally have some honey.
Really? But how?
I shall hold on to the balloon and fly like a bee up the honey tree, see?
That breaks so many OSHA violations.
Looks like the rocket's blasting off again!
It may not be that important in the overall story, but I do love that Sora is really good friends with Pooh, and it's even reflected in the cover change. This is one of the reasons I praise the Heartless designs. That behemoth is very different, but very familiar to how it looks in any given Final Fantasy, but it's still cool that the likeness was used to make a Heartless version. I also really like the design of the swirling colors. It's a good representation of unstable darkness. That explains why Sid has a backdoor Navi G. That's bittersweet and stings pretty badly, especially since Sora made friends with all of them.
We may never meet again, but we'll never forget each other.
No matter where we are, our hearts will bring us together again.
That's a sweet send-off that takes some of the sting out.
Besides, I couldn't forget you, even if I wanted to.
What's that supposed to mean?
I love that you get Kiraga from the White Mage of Final Fantasy VII. These next few wins, I'll be talking about the super bosses, because honestly it's a really cool aspect of JRPGs in general, but especially for Kingdom Hearts, because some of them even have lore to them. The Ice Titan doesn't have a lot to the fight or lore, but it's still an epic fight, and it's unique in a way because the main way to deal damage is to deflect the icicles back at it. Kurt Zisa also doesn't have a lot of lore to it, but is mechanically interesting. It starts off the fight by locking away your magic or physical attacks, and you have to hit it with whatever isn't locked in order to get full access to all your abilities as well as deal heavy damage to it. Also, fun fact, Kurt Zisa is named after a contest winner. Phantom is the most interesting out of these first three super bosses. First off, as soon as the fight starts, it casts Doom on one of your party members, and the only way to counter that is to keep casting Stop on Big Ben. Aside from that, it has an orb under its cloak that tells you to hit it with a physical attack or spell. Do I even need to introduce Sephiroth? Finding the Platinum match was awesome. Until you start hearing the familiar tones of One-Winged Angel start rolling in. Then you knew you were screwed. In all seriousness, this fight is awesome but hard. Especially when he's got so much health the first few times you hit him, it doesn't even go down! Cloud and Sephiroth rode off into the sunset, never to be seen again, until Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. Okay, so when I mentioned lore, this is the boss I was talking about. Unknown is Xemnas, from a future installment. Granted, not all of the Kingdom Hearts games have super bosses teasing the next game, but when it does, man is it cool. Like, I don't even know another series that does that, and if you do, be sure to let me know. Anyway, this is the ultimate super boss challenge, and I do seriously love that it ties into the lore. I can't stress that enough.
Gorge, is that all that's left of the worlds taken by the Heartless?
With it being called End of the World, Destati playing, and the general emptiness and twisted nature, End of the World definitely nails creepy and ominous. It's interesting world design having the first area you're in have invisible walls and have to be guided by the fragments of worlds acting as guide arrows. Sometimes the final mix reskins are pretty great, like a Hot Rod Behemoth. There's something very unsettling about being back in the worlds you visited with End of the World music still playing. From all these messages, you learn that Hollow Bastion was the site of the first experimentation with hearts, and it actually birthed the Heartless into the worlds. You don't really get context until later games, but it's still cool this was added in. Holy shit, Chernabog! They really dusted off the old school for this boss. He was only ever seen from a short segment of Fantasia.
It's still a flying type boss fight that negates most of your abilities.
Okay, yes, but it's still cool they added him in. Did you know he was supposed to be the original final boss as well as the manifestation of all darkness?
I'm you, idiot. Of course I knew that.
I don't know why, but these next few rooms creep me out the most. I think it's because they're claustrophobic along with the worlds colliding and looking twisted. Either way, excellent design. This final room before the last save acts as a gauntlet you have to run in order to be worthy of the final boss. The door tells you this is the point of no return, as well as giving you a little pep talk. Okay, quick talk about the ultimate weapon. If you were a good noodle and completed all the synthesis, you can forge this powerful weapon that, as the name says, is the ultimate weapon you can obtain. A neat visual detail about it is it uses the Dream Sword as its base.
Is this my island?
As before, it's unsettling being in a familiar place with the Destati playing.
This world has been connected.
Chilling words that tie back to the beginning of the game with Ansem saying that confusing statement has a lot more context now that we are at the end of our journey.
Tied to the darkness, soon to be completely eclipsed. There is so very much to learn. You understand so little. A meaningless effort. One who knows nothing can understand nothing.
As much as I love all the games in the series, there's just something special about the first one that none of the others have captured. Having Ansem creepily ASMR you is one of those things. The island being destroyed gives us concrete proof that we are, in fact, not in Kansas anymore, Toto.
Take a look at this tiny place. To the heart-seeking freedom, this island is a prison, surrounded by water. And so this boy sought out to escape from his prison. He sought a way to cross over into other worlds, and he opened his heart to darkness.
Okay, I know it wasn't planned from the start, but I love how this perfectly ties into Xehanort when he was younger. In the words of George Lucas,
It's like poetry, so if they rhyme.
Don't bother. Your voice can no longer reach him where he is. His heart belongs again to darkness. All worlds begin in darkness, and all so end. The heart is no different. Darkness sprouts within it. It grows, consumes it. Such is its nature. In the end, every heart returns to the darkness whence it came. You see, darkness is the heart's true essence.
Hey DEDMan, I can hear you thinking. Why haven't you said anything about the award-winning actor Billy Zane playing Ansem, Seeker of Darkness? Well, my loyal viewer, who is probably imaginary, I wanted to wait until this specific moment. Don't get me wrong, I love Richard Epcar voicing Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, and Terranor in games beyond this one, but damn, Billy Zane kills the role as Ansem, and I really think we lost something spectacular because of that.
That's not true! The heart may be weak, and sometimes it may even give in. But I've learned that deep down there's a light that never goes out.
Sora, the eternal optimist.
So you have come this far, and still you understand nothing. Every light must fade. Every heart return to darkness.
Badass way to start a boss showdown. It never fails to crack me up when Donald and Goofy fail to make it through the barrier. I love defeating Darkseid and rolling immediately into a solo fight with Ansem and the Guardian, capped off with Gardondo Nelbuio as an awesome rearrangement of Forza del Mal and Destati.
Darkness conquers all worlds!
I love the concept of a dreadnought being the stage for a final battle.
But we're stuck fighting for the last boss fight.
Yeah, you got a point. Be gentle on the win counter, yeah?
Fine, I'll give this to you, but only because the last one was so good, even I don't want to completely erase that.
Giving up already? Come on, Sora. I thought you were stronger than that.
Kingdom Hearts! Fill me with the power of darkness. Supreme darkness!
You're wrong. I know now, without a doubt. Kingdom Hearts is light.
I bet Ansem is thinking this right about now.
I chime in with a haven't you people ever heard of closing a goddamn door?
Because in normal Kingdom Hearts fashion, it doesn't explain some things well, I'll just say it now. Ansem possessed Riku's body and was using it. When the light of Kingdom Hearts blasted him, it destroyed Ansem's possession and returned to Riku.
I can't!
Don't give up! Come on, Sora! Together we can do it!
I seriously do love Riku's character arc of trying to make up for his mistakes.
Your Majesty!
Now, Sora, let's close this door for good!
You know what? Contract stuff be damned. I will take 3 seconds of Mickey showing up.
Kairi! Remember what you said before? I'm always with you too. I'll come back to you. I promise.
I know you will.
Yeah, not gonna lie. This ending is emotional as hell and I still tear up at it. I love these games and you can't change my mind! Seeing all the starlights and knowing they are worlds being reformed is a nice way to visualize that your hard work has a payoff and the worlds are being restored. The ship has sailed! I repeat, the ship has sailed!
Gosh, that's the king's seal.
Hey, have you seen King Mickey? Guys, let's go!
My sequel senses are tingling!
You've been playing the series for 20 goddamn years. You know damn well there's 10 more games and a tie-in movie to Union Cross.
Also, with the secret bosses, you also get teaser trailers for the next game, and they are epic! I said love 33 times in the script, and while it's not unusual for me to like something, this is on a whole other level. I am a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts, and have been ever since it came out when I was 11. I first played through the series with a neighbor of mine, where we would swap off the controller every so often, and I completely fell in love. The series has that perfect mesh of things that I like, and I'm sure everybody has that, and I just can't get enough of it. Yeah, there's a few games in the series that aren't as good as others, but I don't think I've ever been truly disappointed by any of them. Kingdom Hearts, ironically, has a place in my heart that I don't ever see going away. The story is an odd one by most standards, with a big overarching story that happens at the beginning, a little in the middle, and a lot at the end, with self-contained stories centered around the Disney worlds. As far as the Disney worlds go, I'll say it here and try not to bring it up again unless it's necessary. I always prefer original stories rather than the retreads of the movies. It feels like a bad insert OC character fanfiction, and the game is already like that enough. It doesn't need any help with that. Other than the stuff that was set up here and retconned out, it's pretty solid and sets up things for later payoff, even if it was subtle. The music. What can I say about the music other than Yoko Shimomura is a flipping goddess who can create pure magic? I seriously love the music that is in the series, and love how she made themes to go with each Disney World for the field and battle, and it just flows so well. The tracks specifically made for the game, though, that's where the music goes above and beyond. Tracks like D'Estate, Guardando Nel Buio, Night of Fate, and Forza del Mal are just phenomenal, and quite frankly, as great as they are, it only gets better from here. The game plays very closely to most action RPGs, but I do love that everything is streamlined to have you pick what's best without spending hours in the menu. There's also some choice by choosing what abilities you want to equip first. As much as I love turn-based RPGs, this game is what made me love the more action-y side. The only real gripe I have with any of the gameplay is that the camera accelerates instead of just moving and stopping. The graphics are... well, they're from 2002 if that tells you anything. They aren't bad and haven't necessarily aged bad, but even as a kid I could tell when they went cheap, so to speak, on cutscenes, but I get it. That's not something really important to the overall story. The mouth just moving works fine over a completely rendered model. Everything still looks great, and the art style really leans into the game being pretty timeless. In closing, I don't think there's ever going to be a time where I don't look forward to playing Kingdom Hearts just one more time. I know that Nomura gets a ton of crap for how he tells stories, but honestly, I just find it endearing. There's enough confusion to make it interesting from one sequel to the next. I actually started this playthrough with my son, and granted, I needed to jump ahead of him to capture the footage, but he's enjoying the game and story. It does make me happy that Square eventually put everything available on one console so that I can enjoy that hit of nostalgia and can introduce my favorite series ever to him. Thank you for watching, and try not to go heartless out there.
Kingdom Hearts! Fill me with the power of darkness! Supreme darkness!
You're wrong. I know now, without a doubt. Kingdom Hearts is light. Light.
So it is a sword. Just happens to function like a key in very specific situations.
Or it's a key all the time, and when you stick it in people, it unlocks their death.